Hello people, good morning, good afternoon or good evening depending on which part of the world you're watching from. It's Joe, your tech handyman. In today's video, it's a continuation of the series that we're doing on shortcut video editing tutorials. So in this particular video, I want to expose you to some of the basic editing techniques like the cuts, the splitting, the importing of media, and a few other things that you need to know at the very basic level. So if you have your system set up, get ready, let's do this together. Before then, if not subscribed, please remember to hit that subscribe button, turn on the notifications so that anytime I upload, especially in this series, you'll be notified so that you can follow along. If you're ready, let's get started right now. So guys, launch your editor, shortcut editor that is. Once you open, you have this interface. The untitled is on top. Here you have the new project pane as it is here, and then here you have your recent project. The recent project will appear here and all the jobs will appear to the top right side. So here we are going to input the project name as it is. I will just name it test edit in there as the project name. So once you name your project like I just did, you can see where the folder is located. Normally it should be here in your root folder, the C folder, and then the default videos folder of your system is where it is. So you can decide to change it to take it anywhere you want it to be, but it's actually in the default videos folder, talking about the project files. So I will leave it at default. And then on the video mode, if you click on automatic on the video mode, like so, you will see all manner of settings like I explained in the very first video in this series. So you can decide to set it to whatever frame rate you want, and then you can go to non-broadcast. There are actually more settings depending on the screen you want to use and for whatever purpose. You can set it using the non-broadcast or the regular settings, as it is now. So I'll just leave it at automatic. I've explained why in the other video. So once you click on start, you come over to open file, click on it, navigate to the particular file you want to open. In this case, test intro. I will just click open. So what I just did now is to import this video into my editor. You can see once you import it, it starts playing automatically. This is what you might not want. So I will just pause it and then I will drag it to the playlist like so. Just click it down, drag it to where you have this space here, and all your resources, all the videos and audio and maybe graphics will be here in the playlist. So find it a way to bring it down to the timeline. So just click on this plus button, like so. Once you click on the plus button, you can see the video is on the timeline. So once you have it on the timeline, your editing can commence. So once you have the video on the timeline, I want to show you one or two things, that you can do. If you click here, zoom to fit, you're actually zooming the video to fit the timeline. You can actually use this control, because if I drag it towards the minus end, it reduces it, to the plus end, it increases it, so you can use it to set to the exact size you want. But I prefer to use this zoom to fit, so it fits it spans the entire space of my timeline, just like so. So you can drag the playhead across the timeline from right to left, from left to right. So in this case, I'm just dragging it manually all the way to the beginning. But there is actually a way to do it quicker. You notice as I'm dragging it along the timeline, it's playing according to how I'm dragging it. So like I said, you can actually do it quicker. I'm going to show you in a jiffy. So I'll just drag it somewhere here. Let's say I want to drag it to the beginning. So to the beginning point, without having to drag it manually. I just click on this previous button, it takes me to the end. So if I want to drag it to the extreme right, the end, then I drag it. What it does is that it takes the playhead to the next cut position. whether to the right or to the left, just like so, without having to drag it manually. Then if you click this playback button, it plays it back. You can see, depending on how many times you click, the more you click, the faster it plays back. I'm talking about the playback button, like I'm just doing. So you can see the more I click it, the many times I click it, the quicker it plays. So this is the forward play button. If I click on it, it plays forward. Now if I click again and again and again, it plays very fast. As you can see on the video, it plays very fast depending on how many times I click on it. So it's very key, so you can use it to play forward or backward. Now if I return it, and then you can see it's taking it back all the way, like that. So keep that in mind. Now if you press the regular play button, you can see it is regularly according to how the video was recorded. So in this case, you can decide to drag it somewhere. And once you click on this split button, it splits the on the timeline, it splits the video. So you can see, if I take it back, you can see the position that it cuts the video exactly where you want it to split. I'm actually I can drag this side away, from the particular place that I split. Maybe you want to insert something there or what. So, but this particular function I just did is to split, basically to separate. Now, this tool is called a snap tool. You can use Ctrl P to get that going. So, notice if I drag it close, it snaps quickly and then it joins the other part. Notice it again, when I drag it close, it snaps, to join it together. But if I turn it off, the snap tool off, you can see I can drag it without this snapping together. I can just drag it anywhere. So what it does is that it gives you that precision. So once you turn it on, it gives you that precision, to be able to join clips together, especially the ones that you have split into different parts, to clip it together without any faults. You don't have to be dragging it all across. Now if you use this cut button, what you need to do is just to select the particular clip, the particular part of the timeline you want to highlight it and click on it. You can see that part is taken out. I'm going to implement that again. So click the undo button to undo. I think I've explained that in our previous video. So you can use the undo button to undo changes, and then use the redo button to redo changes. So that's what I just did. Now if I drag the playhead to somewhere here, for instance, and then come over here to click on the split, and then come over to, before I will implement the cut, I will have to select the particular space I want to cut. So once that side part of the timeline, the video on the timeline is selected, you click on the cut button and you have it out totally. That is the function of the cut button. So the part of the video you don't want, you can actually cut it. So I'll just split this place again, select and then cut. So easy, to achieve. So I can only have this side to work with. So any part of the video you want to cut, all you just need to do is to cut, select it, and then cut it out, just like so, using the cut tool right there on the editing pane as it is. So I'll just bring it somewhere here. I want to show you another function, as it is, as we go on. So I will go ahead and cut the video like so. I can decide to cut it again. Now what I'm actually doing here is to use the shortcut on the keyboard instead of having to use these tools. So for instance, I can use the normal delete button to cut it. So once I cut the clip and then select it, I can just press on the delete button and off it goes, just like so. Now if I want to also split the playhead, I can use the S letter on my keyboard. Those are the shortcuts that you have to use to speed up the way you are doing stuff. So guys, basically this is how to do this very simple but very important task on this. So once you have all of that set up, just go to file on the top left side, click on save. Remember to save any changes you make, so you can see that this is saved. You can actually track the saving on here. So remember to save it as many times as you can so that you don't lose your work. So guys, this is where we end this particular video. See you in the next video. Bye for now.